Big dog. All right. I made this last minute. I don't know if it's gonna be good. That's why we ball. That's why we have small drops. We're streaming today and no one person came and watched. Yeah. I personally know why I don't get views. I get punished because I'm not consistent and my time dramatically changed. Like I was on vacation when I started streaming more, so I was like sitting up here streaming at like, you know, 4 or 5 6 hours or whatever in the beginning, like in the morning. So like 8 hours or sometimes 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever. My times were a lot longer in the morning or the afternoon. And then out of nowhere I switched to night. So I slightly getting punished. I also don't put out notifications that I'm streaming either. It's really a me thing. I'm not consistent, and you definitely get punished for that. So that's definitely a part of it. The other part is not only I'm not consistent, I don't share when I'm live, and Magic might not be super popular around this time, like out block wise. Like, I mean, Twitch gives you a lot of information. I am the same. I'm always trying to get the chance. Yeah. And because of that, you know, I would never do streaming as a living. I mean, my channel mainly focuses on user experience with privacy and, you know, rational security from my understanding, and haha funny memes. And I mainly stream when I'm trying to think of like video ideas, I guess, and when I'm bored, and I get to talk to a lot of the people, like the people that sub to my YouTube channel, so it's nice. And dual streaming on this and Twitch reaches me to a broader audience in hindsight. Actually, cool. So it's, I mean, sometimes I'll only stream for like 2 hours, and most of 2 or 3 hours. So maybe I'll hit midnight and my shit will peak, and I'll start getting more views for some reason around like 12, right when I'm about to hop off. So it's one of those things that it's like a pro and con kind of thing. Ooh, yeah, Death Touch, Lifelink, and Flying now. Corrupt, very based. And I also do say a lot of fucking dumb shit, so Twitch probably doesn't like that. They probably recommend it less. Also, I mean, again, Twitch has like a good insight of like, I don't check my statistics on Twitch or YouTube with live. I just see the views on YouTube. Twitch, I don't necessarily look at the like when's the most optimal way to drop. He's got Flying. I have Death Touch though. You really want to take that? You really want to? Okay, I guess. Kill each other. So Twitch probably has better insight. If I cared to look at the analytics to find out like what was my peak stream with Twitch. I know what my peak stream with YouTube is because I can see the analytics, but it's not necessarily as important. Also, I don't think I don't think that YouTube likes a certain amount of engagement to push your stream, so that's a part of it. So I'm using a third party to stream to both, because I don't know, it doesn't seem smart. If you want like broader engagement and like broader people, you definitely want to do as much as possible, and restream is free, so it fucking just works. Damn, I'm fucked. I hate these rabbits. Also, maybe not a lot of interest in Magic the Gathering. That could be a me thing. Definitely losing this one. 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah. It's not. So the lack of interest might be a part of it. Like one of my streams I got like pretty good, like maybe like 10 people average. I was getting like 5, 6, 7 sometimes. I mainly, yeah, back to I guess the main point, like I mainly stream to sometimes like people drop like recommendations of like FOSS software, like free and open source software stuff for me to check out, and I'll talk to the more, I guess, like, yo, what's up, CV Port? More of the people that like are very interested in Linux. That is true. I tried with Magic and then I switched to 7 Days to Die. Yeah, so I'm assuming when you do popular games, it's kind of like a catch-22. If you do too popular of a game, you're gonna get overshadowed by like the bigger like channels. But if you do like too little of a niche, you have to figure out the times to play and be consistent with it and tell people to check in on you, because then you could capture the niche, but that niche has to be like, you have to be kind of good at it, if that makes sense. This is from like my understanding of like how the algorithm works and how damn free and open source soft brain, how YouTube and Twitch push shit. Like if 100 people just randomly joined my stream and started spamming, like real people, not bots, but like real people, YouTube would take that, Twitch would take that, and they'd be like, wow, this is interesting. People, and the longer they stay, they're like, wow, this is interesting. So then they'll start pushing my channel to more people, like when I'm live, quote unquote. I mean, I2P versus Tor, they're two separate things that are solving two separate issues. Tor is good and I2P is good, but I2P is, it solves things that are a weakness in Tor, and Tor has its pros. It's not really like I2P versus Tor. I think they're just used for two different things. Like I2P, everyone's a router, so you don't have to rely on centralized servers or the Tor Foundation picking them for you. Everybody just participates. Tor relies on relays, operators, and node operators, and guard relays, and a foundation, and they have somewhat of a central authority over it to a degree because of the Tor Foundation. So you could say Tor is easier to install, work with, and use. I2P is more for, you know, sharing files. That was the sharing files anonymously, browsing the web anonymously, but the websites anonymously. But you have to remember that they're solving two different problems. I2P definitely has more of an what do you call it? An advantage point, because everybody has to participate. With Tor, I don't have to participate in routing the traffic or anything. I can just download the Tor bundle and it just works. I think they're both good. I think that I2P needs more people involved in it, like to look at it. And I think that Tor needs more relay operators. Like I run a Tor node, a guard relay myself. Not everyone can do that, but if you can, please do, because they heavily rely on it. Somebody also just rewrote the I2P router in Rust too, my favorite government backdoor sponsored programming language. Ooh, this is good to get out early. Kind of. As long as, gosh darn it. Oh, okay, never mind. So there was this project called Prestemium. allowed people to run I2P like it was Tails. It was on a how to escape from ISP, open source router or what? You can't. Your ISP can always see everything you're doing to a certain degree. Don't be you can't be unrealistic. Your ISP, the only way you can do is you can hide from your ISP that you are using Tor, and that's about it. Or just don't have an ISP. That's the real answer. But the sane answer is, are you streaming somewhere else right now? What do you mean somewhere else? I'm gonna give it to you. Because it sounded like you're talking with someone. Oh yeah. So I use Restream. That was back to my point. Restream gives me the ability to stream to Twitch and YouTube. So sometimes people from my YouTube channel pop in, and that's where we talk about free and open source software. I'm sitting here thinking, like, what the fuck's he talking about? And I forget. I was like, oh, you can't see my chat. Restream just I use Restream's panel, so yeah, I can see both chats. Much easier. But CV port, ooh, I'm gonna win next round. Oh damn, I use Streamlabs. Is it like the same? Kind of. Restream is free for 2 channels, so if you have a YouTube channel that you stream to and you have a Twitch channel or Kick, I do Kicks once in a great while. It is somewhere, and it's in a single glass web browser, which is nice. And then, oh, they quit. It's in a web browser, and it supports, I kind of like it because it supports 2FA, and it hooks through OBS pretty easy. But to answer your answer your point, CV port, if you're super worried, just provide your, first just use your own DNS server that kind of protects you from ads and like makes it a little bit more private, or a VPN makes it a little bit more private, or Tor with bridges, like you want to hide the fact you're using Tor, makes it a little bit more private, but you're really just transferring the trust of your traffic to one of those services. Your ISP should be like the least worst of your problem. Now, I would say never use like a router from my ISP, because that's probably worse from a security standpoint. The reason you want to use an open source router is because it's transparency, and you know the hardware is fundamentally has quote unquote no backdoor into it. So that would be the purpose. But your ISP is like kind of like your gateway into the internet. They have a lot of control on what they can and cannot see. Mainly just the websites that you go to. They can't like see like the content, but there's ways you could. So I'm not like super like it'd be like routing all your traffic through Tor through your router, like turning your router into a Tor. Now you got to trust that the node operators and everything is like working correctly, and they're not being somewhat malicious. Just like a VPN, like if you're routing all through your traffic, a lot of these services you are transferring a trust that it's not malicious in the perspective. So why would you trust these places any more than you trust your ISP that you hand money to, by the way? Not that I trust my ISP, but there's pros and cons to it. You got to find out what your threat model is, and then what's realistically you want to hide from them and what you don't. Like me, I don't use a VPN when I'm logging into a service that already knows who I am. That's retarded. They already know who I am. But when I want to hide what I'm doing, like if you use Tor, your ISP knows you're using Tor. That's really about it. And if you don't want him to know, then you use bridges. I believe that's what it does. Because some websites and some companies and like public ISPs, public services, like a VPN, like like a VPN, like you're just now trusting your VPN over your ISP. I mean, that's like the point that I'm making, I guess. Just same thing like Tor. Like you're trusting Tor to, but your ISP can figure out. Thanks. Trust VPS or self-host. VPN, not VPS, and use Tor. Just use Tor. I could be mistaken and or wrong. I thought encrypted hello. I'm going to need encrypted hello. Encrypted client hello. I'm going to be very careful about what I say here because I don't want to give the wrong information. But the encrypted client hello is an advanced online privacy that encrypts sensitive information during the TLS handshake process, preventing passive observers to determine which website a user is visiting, introduced by Cloudflare in September 2023. ECH master server name indication, the SIN, used to negotiate TLS handshakes, ensuring that only the user, Cloudflare, and the website owner can determine which websites are visited. Encrypted client hello is built on the transport layer, the TLS, because people use SSL, but TLS is like the standard now, actually, to encrypt the client hello packet, which contains sensitive information like the SNI. The packet is now set in two versions: public unencrypted and private encrypted, one using the hybrid public key encryption standard. While encrypted client hello enhances privacy, it does not address forms of censorship blocking used by internet service providers such as DNS manipulation, IP addressing, and blocking, or disabling encrypted hello client hello through carried domains. Users looking to circumvent ISP censorship will need additional tools like a virtual private network, the Tor network, or specialized proxy service. I say just use Tor personally. Yeah, but setting up a virtual private server doesn't really do anything. You got to trust. I mean, you got to trust the VPN. I think I'm on the stance of like if you don't own the hardware, you have to trust on the VPS provider. And same thing with VPNs. I mean, VPNs testing have been battle tested and are holding up in courts and holding up in their transparency and their honesty. That's always a good thing, in my opinion. But I would look into and apparently I came across this a while back and I did test it. The encrypted client hello is an extension to the TLS protocol that encrypts the client hello packet to protect users' privacy during the TLS handshake. Hybrid public key, they do something to it's made by Cloudflare, so that prevents networks from snooping on what websites users are visiting. And encrypted client hello is a successor to ESNI and masks the server name indication that uses to negotiate TLS handshake. This means whenever a user visits a website on Cloudflare that has ECH enabled, no one except the user, the Cloudflare, and the website owner will be able to determine which website was visited. Cloudflare is a big proponent of privacy for everyone excited about the prospects. It's pretty cool. It's very complicated. It's very complex setup, and like they have a pretty decent understanding of, like they have a pretty good simple explanation of it. I did use it one time, but a lot of websites don't accept it right now. Like they don't run it or do anything with it. But I did test it on a browser, and it kind of worked. It like worked, but I didn't know if it was I tested it through Cloudflare on Cloudflare, asking if it like worked or not, like if it was like set up properly, and it gave me a bunch of green check marks, and I was like, oh cool, this is interesting. I read the architecture on it, and like their white paper, and like went through it, and I'm not going to say a full understanding of it, but I have like they simplify it enough to understand it. But that's my point is like you're always transferring your trust to someone else. It's just, I did somewhat hear somebody at one point say like, why would you trust other companies that have no legal obligation to you than your ISP that has somewhat of a legal obligation to you? I mean, the only person you could realistically trust is yourself if you self-host, and in hindsight, but most of the time, I always say, you know, do a little research on the companies that you're handing your data to. Now, instead of just handing it to your ISP when you're not connected to a VPN or Tor, you're handing it to ISP plus Tor plus VPN plus this. Now you have 4 people. Do you have some blog or resources, advanced OPSEC and privacy techniques, or hardware tools? Yeah, there's a pretty good website out there. I'll link it. Oh man, I'm being that guy. I hate being that. But most of the time you got to understand your threat model. Like you have to understand like what are you trying to keep public and you don't care that it's public, and what are you trying to keep private, if that makes sense. I don't think I need this card in my deck. I need to get rid of it. Because it's always going to be, I mean, Michael Basil gives like some decent advice. Some of it's very extreme and outdated, or like he does update his blog quite okay-ish. Some of it people have criticized that it's not. It's like some of it might be useless. I don't know. I read his book, Extreme Privacy. It's a very good book. Just my take. I think he gives like decent, like relatively normally decent advice, and he walks you through a lot of it, like how to keep your phone, like how to have an anonymous phone service, like how to, you know what I mean? How to have an anonymous phone service, how to buy stuff XYZ, how to set up a MacBook with practical security, how to set up XYZ with practical security, you know what I mean? It's not always gonna be straight, but it's not always straightforward. Some of it, like some of his clients, he said, have very extreme cases where they need extreme privacy, and sometimes it takes an insane amount of money to actually be super private, you know, in America. It depends on like there's a lot of, like, if you're buying a house, for example, if you want to buy a house privately, you have to do a lot of steps before you even buy the house to remain private. To buy a house, you know, the perfect solution is have cash. Like if you have cash and you have certain legal structures set up in the United States that protect your privacy, and you live in a state that protects your privacy, you verbatim in retrospect, damn, I forgot to do it this way. You verbatim in retrospect, my threat model is stay away from government, haha. I just love most advanced techniques, top tier. Yeah, for fun, I mean, for fun it's cool, like if you just like reading, but some of it's over, like way over, like it's like throw out your phone and end up in a and live off grid, and you know what I mean? Like you're gonna find a lot of like I mean, you really can't stay away from the government if you live in the U.S. It's just not possible. Damn. It's just one of those things that you're gonna run into no matter what, and there are ways to definitely protect your privacy. 100%. I think you're a cop. Elevation. That'd be funny. What up, Elevation? Thanks for coming in. Elevation and CV Port might be the same, just might be the same person. I just think that advanced OPSEC and privacy techniques or hardware tools are kind of hard. I mean, there's tons of resources out there. Damn. Share with his us links of blog. Is eating donuts and watching Mr. Robot DVD? Probably. That is cop behavior, asking for blog. It's kind of like when an officer asks for weed, like, I'm from Africa, not a cop or an FBI. That's what a cop would say. That's exactly what a cop would say. These wicker. I don't even know what that is. Ooh. This ain't good. Nah, I use Simple X. Simple X is probably... Damn, bro. That's what a cop would say. Damn, bro. You're from Africa? I see why you're in a rush. The 36 rolling blackout is about to hit. What's a 36-hour rolling blackout? What do you mean? Alright, I lost this one. Damn it. What is this 36 hour rolling blackout? I'm uninformed. My EN is so bad you can see I'm not even a cop. That's what a cop would say. I don't think feds are... I mean, it'd be funny if feds were in my like chat. Or like subscribe to my channel, because it's kind of funny because mine says not an FBI honeypot. So it'd be kind of funny in hindsight. I'd be like, you wicker privacy measure used in... Oh yeah, WIC. Oh, interesting. Yeah, fuck that. What's the one that a lot of people do recommend that's actually not bad, but you have to pay for it? I think it's Wire. I think Wire Messenger is actually... But I believe they got bought out by someone, if I'm not mistaken. But I think Wire has been... I believe they are open source. They have zero... Yeah, they are open source, so I forget about Wire. I just never wanted to use it. 36 out rolling blackout equals African electrical instability. Oh, is this like a common thing that happens to them? shit, if the blackouts did roll through, I'd be like, somebody send me just CV port. Just use I2P so you can legally share files over the internet and anonymously. Not saying movies, not saying anything. You just it's you can legally share, you know, legal movies, legal everything. Though if you know, straight up anyone living in a country that has a Nintendo Switch, I thought it was fucking made up. $90 for a get it. Yes sir, it's a real thing. If you don't have a personal generator, you're stuck. Wow, that sucks. Help me stay updated in privacy. Yeah, no, it's good. It's always good to be up to date, 100%. But Nintendo Switch charging $90 for fucking physical, you got me fucked up. $60, what, $70 to do fucking $80 or something like that for a fucking digital game? You got my balls in a fucking twisted in that one. You got me fucked up, bro. I can now see why people are gonna do piracy's about to really happen. There's about to be real, like, for the people that cannot afford the game. They're like, well, time to start sharing. So, like, one person's gonna buy it and they're just gonna distribute it on IPFS and be like, yo, fuck Nintendo. All my homies hate them. Oh, my taxes hit. I'm sweating bullets to start my OnlyFans market agency. Yeah, you definitely should, actually. Do it, but make it, like, computer themed. Just make sure that I met so many bees at the Waffle House, Walmart, etc. Who's ready to go? Oh, women. Give me in on this, man. I'll give them some good OPSEC. I'll show you how to avoid paying taxes through Monero. That's all. The only reason people use Monero is to avoid taxes. We're gonna keep this. Share me with some helpful websites or anything. Sam Bent. Sam Bent's probably like, he's on YouTube. He has a website. Good thing I did not delete that. Don't you know the Argentinian bees are the most available and the most eager? We love the hoes here, man. No cap. At least I do. If you don't like hoes, fuck you. And you best believe that if I could, I know that not all OF creators hack 5. Hack 5. Actually, hack 5's good, man. If don't be memeing on my, god damn it, this card. Yeah, he is good. Oh man, fuck this guy. Hack 5 is definitely good. What's his Darren Kitchen, I think, is the guy. Sam Bent, yeah. Yeah, man, they are down. Network Chuck? Yeah, I wouldn't do I mean, do Network Chuck if you want to ads every like 5 minutes. I'm not even a Network Chuck hater. I don't have an issue with Network Chuck, but I had to stop watching his shit. I physically couldn't handle it anymore. Because of the amount of ads that he fucking runs. Like, and sponsorships. Like, I get it, man. Do whatever. Do your sponsorships. But fuck, man. Get it. You have a coffee company or whatever. It used to be, damn it. It used to be, what is it? Doing Fed time or something? It was great. Fuck, I put the wrong card. Yeah, he used to be doing Fed time, and then I think he changed his name for his own personal reasons. And he has a good website that like leads you, like, they're like dead Tor links, or like, you know what I mean? Man, fuck this guy. Straight up booing. Never get into Magic, guys. You'll only be let down. And filled with anger. My tilt rage is getting there. I'm definitely getting tilted. Oh, where the fuck did this guy come from? Let me tell you a secret. I know you're not African because nobody in the continent has unlimited internet, which means you have to pay by the gigabyte, which is expensive. You're a first world country like US or Australia? Probably not. He might be he might be rich. In spirit. He might have tons of data just sitting there in a mine. You know that we study infrastructure capabilities of different countries, right, Alex? I'll take what the CIA backed book for $1,200, please. I don't know, maybe. Damn, I gotta fucking block 2 of these bullies. I don't necessarily think that... Ooh, I lost. Look, I don't necessarily think that anyone would be a fucking maybe a very... Bro, the data pipeline to Africa from US is extremely restrictive. I'd have to fact check on that one. Let's see. Open up incognito browser. Private window with Tor. So dumb. The private window with Tor is fucking retarded. Bro, what the fuck? Why would you, if you use that private window with Tor and it's not actually the same resolution, you're defeating the purpose, in my opinion. Why can't, why? I can be an FAB agent. It'd be very, very wasteful of you to be in some sub, pull up an internet data pipeline global map. Wally, Algeria. I'm assuming it's not restrictive in the sense we're restricting. I'm assuming it because the cost is probably very expensive. But continue to argue in the chat, guys, because then I will be promoted by the algorithm gods to the internet. Google DZ country. Then I will be promoted to the everyone in make six figures, so that I can funnel Elevation Allah's OnlyFans project. It's the right thing to do. Type in global internet data map. Look, I'm not going to do that because you asked. I will. Don't worry. I'm going to type it in. Just give me a second. I'm smoking big doinks. Global Internet Map 2022. Let's see. I'm going to, Islamic. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to do, because the world is not a globe, it's flat. World. Map. Internet. Remember, I can't spell, guys. I'm retarded. I'm Islamic. That's fine. I don't give a shit. You could be retarded for all I care. You could be the, what do you call it? The flying spaghetti monster religion, and I wouldn't care. You can do whatever you want. Believe in whatever you want. I'm going to start a new religion called Foreskin or FBI. But honeypotism. That's what I'm going to do. Worlds. That looks very connected to me, man. There's a lot of lines on that map. Global Internet Map 2020. All right, I'll just spell it down. It's all looking kind of sus to me, man. Not really adding up. Whoa, 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 whoa. But what's your guys' real opinion on it's connected, but it's slow over there? And I'm assuming it's expensive. I'm aware not everyone is the US. Like we have probably a lot of privileges in the United States and like other countries. You know what I mean? I'm not blind to my luxuries of the internet. I believe that's why like satellite it wants to get out there or something. One second, guys. Let's look. See? Cloud infrastructure. See, they got 45%. They straight, man. They be booling. They be straight gooning. Did you guys see the video? It's like people from like the middle of like I'm talking about like people from like the fucking jungle are getting access to the internet because of Starlink. Zoom in Algeria. This is a really bad map. I hate this map. No cap. Don't worry, guys. Oh wait, Toronto. Toronto had I don't know. They have pretty Latin America. Where the fuck's Algeria? Do I? I'm not geographically smart, guys. I'm pretty retarded. Yo, look at Mexico City. They pretty straight. It's 2 or 3 lines, then go out. Oh, yo, Copenhagen. Are they booling? Man, I hate this map. I'm not gonna lie. The map sucks. That's why the lines are skinny because of the limited bandwidth. This is even worse. $250 for that map? What the fuck? Straight disrespectful. Look at USA, UK. We have huge pipelines. Yeah, of course. We're like definitely. I feel like the fastest internet speed is not the US. It's like somewhere weird. It's like Singapore. They have this fast. I think Singapore has the fastest internet speed in the world. Average. What tools do you use daily? Algeria is North Africa. Tool. I mean, I use tons of tools daily. Like I use, I mean, mainly Signal personally, and I self-host a lot of things. A lot of things are self-hosted, so it kind of depends. I don't. I try to not rely on uh cloud like I try not to rely on uh providers outside of my network. Not because he's trying to connect you to a crime. I don't commit crimes, so it doesn't matter. Encryption is not a crime. And even don't answer that shit. He's even if I did commit a crime, I wouldn't tell anyone. Plus, I wouldn't. What do you call it? DJ Vlad. Oh, that's funny. That's actually really hilarious because it's. I know it's a meme. DJ Vlad. that was that was really funny. Bro, fuck me, I'm not a cop. Hell yeah. And the thing is, like, uh, uh, even if I let's go down like a God, the DJ Vlad thing is not gonna be that'll be the funniest thing you've ever said forever. That was. It's funny when people say it. He's not. He's got a shit desk duty job and he's trying to get a promotion. That's funny. You should CD port. You should play into it. It'll be funnier. Um. Hmm. What is it? How to know he's a undercover cop in chat. What will the internet tell me? Can undercover police tell you he's a cop? How to spot an undercover cop in unmarked police cars, guys. 101. Gamer Zoo, hey dude, I love your gameplay. Lame. Good night, all. Hand pinky waving. That's what a cop would say. They won't even give him a per diem card to buy lunch. That's funny. What if CV Port was actually DJ Vlad? Spot the Fed. Welcome to 2006 Hope conference. Guys, how to spot an undercover cop in unmarked police cars. Spotting an undercover cop police officer isn't as hard as much as you think, provided you know what you're looking for. Unmarked police vehicles can often be recognized for features like municipality plates, clusters of antennas, and dark tinted windows. When you're scrutinizing a could-be cop in person, look out for short and neatly groomed military hairstyles, heavy-duty boots, or baggy clothing with lots of pockets. An undercover cop might also attempt to win you with trust or pump you for information in order to make progress case. Interesting. He does ask questions. CV Port, do you have a military cop hat? Cop haircut? Magazine? You don't know? 2006? No. Hope Conference? No, I'm not aware. There's a lot of things I don't know about on the internet. I just exist. You know what I mean? Hand pinky waving. That's so funny. Oh, he's doing the fucking Bro, we used to make blue boxes and red boxes. 2006 magazine was the shit. 26. Oh wait, am I saying 2006? 2600 magazine was the shit. Oh, nice. Is it like 2600 magazine? It's like a hacking thing. That's cool. I'm also not 400 years old like you, but you know, whatever. Look for suspiciously neat or well-groomed hair. I mean, the well-groomed hairstyle doesn't really mean shit. I'm gonna say that I told the co-founder of Session Master that he looks like a cop. That's fair. What does the founder look like, actually? I think they're Australian. Look, I get I get the sentiment that they're trying to do. Yeah, he looks like a cop. That's right. Allegedly. If that's him. If that's the Session guy. Is that the wrong guy? He'll bust you for smoking a Joe. Yes, I'm old. I figured. I thought one of the guys that just who's that YouTuber? All Things Secured. He just did an interview. They're on Twitter too. It's a blonde hair guy. Oh, okay. Never mind. That guy I just showed, I take back everything I said. Please don't sue me. I have
Sometimes it feels like
let's not get fucking copyright strike because this guy might be a cuck for all I know. You watched 1 minute of my video, 1 second of my video. You are, I hate you. I'm gonna ruin your day.
this is All Things Secured. My name's Josh. I'm joined.
Is that him? I don't have Twitter. I don't use Twitter. Is this the guy right here? He just looks like some kid that graduated from high school, like high school or something. The man who almost broke. I love Vertasium. I like math people.
By Key Jeffries. He's the technical co-founder of Session, and we're here to talk about encrypted.
Why FBI arrested Samurai? Laundering money. That's why. I mean, because they were quote unquote laundering money. That's the alleged charge, but that's not him. Oh, he's the tech co-founder.
Messaging services, and this live stream is brought to you by Delete Me. Learn how you can be.
By the way, people that nope, the link. You know what's funny? Chris McCabe. Oh, okay. So the funny thing about Delete Me is a report came out and said that Delete Me doesn't really do Whirlpool. Samurai Wallet's not around anymore, but there's a new one. It's already been replaced. But you shouldn't use Bitcoin. Just use Monero. If you care about privacy, it's digital cash. I mean, Monero is really the answer for the answer. Sorry, my English bad. I'm typing. No, it's okay. Feds don't know how to. Undercover cops don't know how to type. Can we just see your haircut, please? I'm kidding. So the thing is, whether you like iMessage or not, it's end-to-end encryption. It's end-to-end encrypted. You should the framing of this question is kind of retarded. Just fucking stop using SMS. That's the only advice you need to give. The Twitter link is filtered out. Okay. His name is Chris McCabe. The thing is, you should just stop using SMS. That's it. That's all it is. Oh, this guy? This account doesn't exist? Interesting. Ask me anything? Best wallet for XMR? Probably the wallet from... That's not him. Why am I getting shit like this? Despite times I hate. Probably Get Monero, like Monero's wallet, the one they make from getmonero.com. Chris McCabe. Sessions fired McCabe before he retired. What the fuck? During session, his discussion plans to streamline the onboarding process for session, including possibility of using readable usernames instead of long strings like ONS long strings. He mentioned that surveys, UX design, A/B testing for the onboarding process were already underway. It's going to change something. That's interesting. Is this guy? Is he an Instagram? Nope, that's not it. Wait, that's him? Which guy? Oh, man. First article that popped up from Medium. This guy looks like a... Oh, this one? That's him? He looks like a tech bro. Chris McCabe session. No, that's him in the search terms. Everything is reasonable for speaking up. You see something, you say something. I don't care what your role is. If your attitude is just staying away, we have a good time. Session Revolution, Chris McCabe on session how their emerging startup is changing the game. Things I wish I knew before founding a startup. I fell down a Bitcoin rabbit hole back in 2011, and after studying the technology on a deep level, I had a growing desire to work with this industry. Back in 2017, I decided to focus entirely on crypto and crypto education. He looks too freaking friendly. It's okay. You can swear. Only everyone gets one swear word in the chat. The thing I don't like about it is, God, that's a lot of reading. I don't like the fact that session is backed by crypto. I genuinely don't. Especially they picked a shitty coin to monetize to incentivize it. Always hustle, never be complacent, don't underestimate the competitors, and most of all, how do you foster innovation with your own company? There's nothing. They're not really doing fucking anything innovative. Simple X is doing something innovative. I'll be honest. If you look through Simple fucking X, you're like, this is actual innovation. This is fucking crazy. Like the way I read through the Simple X's their technical paper, and I'm like, I don't understand shit. I'm lost. I'm losing it. Okay, super. Here's the main question of our interview. Based on your opinion and experience, what are your 5 things you will need to create a highly successful, innovative startup, and why? Please share your story for HSN. Take advice with a grain of salt. The buck stops with you. What? No one on the team should let mistakes happen and say it wasn't my responsibility. If you mess up, flag it ASAP. The worst thing someone can do is make a mistake and rationalize and put your ego first. If you're a manager, your job is to connect with your team. It's just, yeah, I think you have a point. That is my point. Session isn't doing anything super innovative. Simple X did something completely innovative. The way they do the structure of how they handle messaging through the relays and how to mitigate cross metadata transactions is impressive. When I first started in crypto, I remember arguing that Bitcoin wouldn't go above $100 when it was under 10. I was definitely proven wrong when Bitcoin did indeed reach $100 in 2016 and even got 200 by the end of the year. My lesson from was that don't doubt crypto. It's just a crypto, bro. This guy's definitely, allegedly, only a meme, Chris McCabe. This isn't real. Just a joke. He definitely is just a crypto, bro, and he's probably laundering all his money as a joke through his company. An innovative messaging app launched in 2018, previously known as Loki. And the Loki, no one gives a fuck about the Loki network. And I'll even give it an example. Freenet. I think Freenet's super old. I think it's just as old as Tor. And no one gives a shit about Freenet. It's now called HyperNet. It was built I like the way SimpleX encrypts all the attachments sent through the app. Yeah. It's based. Okay, this is just an example. Freenet is 25 years old. It is an insanely old protocol. It's an insanely old thing. No one gives a shit about it. Just saying. He's not. And that's my point is like, making something new that depends like the Loki net is, in my opinion, does nothing special that Tor doesn't already do. Even objectively, I2P, which I'm a fan of, and I'm a fan of Freenet. I'm not saying time is the answer for everything. Tor is insanely old and people still don't know how to get on the dark net. Yet we have access to the internet and teach people how to do it. Tor is the easiest way to get on the dark net, quote unquote, and to mask your IP address and hide what you're doing, quote unquote. You know what I mean? All these things are very easily obtainably learned through a quick Google search, Brave search, DuckDuckGo search, pee-pee-poo-poo search. Easy to understand. Tor is somewhat complicated to set up. I2P is 22 years old. And this is my point. And it's less popular than Tor. Tor makes it easy. The Tor Foundation makes it easy to get onto the darknet. You download a browser, you're done. It works. You have Tails that makes it even easier, where it routes everything through Tor no matter what. So why the fuck would I go to the Loki net? This whole like Bitcoin maxis, the dark web is still mysterious to a lot. Yeah, it is. And I'm being generous. Like, it's a very, very still fringe thing. And I still think people should run a relay and like a Tor node, etc., etc. But it's a hell of a lot easier to get on. It's more popular. This shit hasn't been updated in 2 years. Why would I trust this? You're telling me nothing has not, you know what I mean? Why would I on any planet install the Loki net if I'm not seeing any active development? Its last merge pull request was 2 years ago. That's crazy. What if there's a sick vulnerability just chilling in here and it de-anonymizes me and this company is trying to promote this shit to people? You know what I mean? Constant development is there for a reason. This is why the Tor Foundation didn't just sit there and be like, oh, let's just keep everything, it's working, that's it. I love Tor. I love I2P. Even, I'm going to be charitable, Freenet is still actively developed, but at a slower rate, and it's less known. I still think that I2P, its last stable release was only 57 days ago, and it's smaller and it works with less money. And it's still being more actively developed. 57 days ago. That's crazy. I'm not saying it has to be every fucking month. I'm not a developer. I like companies that have bug bounties. Yeah. Or they have grants, or they have funding, or they have backers and donors, and they're transparent with the money and where they put it. You know, that is such a huge thing. That transparency means that I know that they're spending their money efficiently, and I have a little bit safety in my net and like my stomach that they're going to be around. I'm going to show a project real quick that I'm very sad to see stop working right now. This is very sad news. I've been following this since they dropped this. I've been following this for God, when was the first release? It's been 2 years. I started this like a long time. Yeah, 2 years, maybe even more, because I found it by accident. Since we're talking about privacy, do you think that glasses that obfuscate your face to facial recognition systems are worth or even reliable? I've been in Batman prep time mode. No. I guess just wear a mask. It's normal. And if people say anything, just space drive, yeah. So this is what it is. First off, written in Rust, my favorite government-backed language. So what this does, it uses something called VDFS. It's a virtual distributed file system that's designed to work across a variety of storage layers with a uniform API to manipulate and access content across many devices. It's really based. So you can put this everywhere, and you can have access to all your files in one place. It's all encrypted. So it's a way to back up and keep everything uniformic. The Prisma is on the front end. It's pretty much a client based in Rust. Tari allows us to create a pure Rust native OS web view without the overhead of your average Electron. Fuck Electron. And it encrypts like pretty much everything. So there's Google Photos, iCloud, but they're locked in with limited capacity and almost zero interoperability between services and operating systems. Photo albums shouldn't be stuck in a device ecosystem. I agree with that. And harvest for advertising data. They should be OS agnostic. I agree with that. Permanent and personally owned. Data we create is our legacy. I think we should have the right of it. BDFS, open source Windows Active Directory DFS. I don't think they did anything new, but it maintains a virtual index of all storage locations synchronized in a database between clients in real time. So everything, I used it on my desktop with I used it in a very, let me say, sparing way. Like, I used it in a way that I wouldn't be risked of losing my data or anything. I did it with some test stuff. The syncing's really nice. The user interfaces were kind of clean. It was a little clunky in the beginning, but they worked on something. But guess what happened? We regret to inform our value space drive community that we must temporarily pause our development roadmap because beyond our last update. Due to our current funding constraints and related challenges, we cannot deliver new features or updates to the foreseeable future. While this was a tough decision, our team remains committed to Space Drive's vision and will explore options to resume development when circumstances are allowed. We deeply appreciate your understanding and continued support during the challenge period. That sucks due to money. This is why I say support your free and open source software if you can. Not CEO crypto finding bros that probably want their money, allegedly, just joking, through fucking app, like their fucking shit app. And I still think people should, if your last option is between SMS and between session, I would say pick session. If you're some psychotic person and session is something that's more comfortable for you to use it over SMS, in my opinion. SMS sucks. It's not secure. That sucks, but that's honorable. They would admit it. Yeah, you don't see that in a lot of. Sometimes it just gets straight abandoned. And I hope that they find the funding that they need and they continue to succeed. truly a awesome, and they were going to have an Android client, iOS client. It's just everything is kind of like synchronized, which is nice. It's cool. I use SyncThing locally, and you can actually use SyncThing with I2P, which is really awesome. By the way, if you ever want to know that that is a real thing, you can use I2P with SyncThing. It's actually based. So I forgot where I found it. There was someone that has a complete guide. How to do it. I can't remember where the fuck I found this. But there was a complete guide on how to do SyncThing over I2P. And the guy was like, why? Because you can. It's somewhere on my Blue Sky or Mastodon or one of my fucking posts. I posted it. But you can use it. And it's more private. It's kind of awesome. Not that it's going to be always like very reliable from what I understand, but it's very cool. It's a very interesting project. Oh no, close all tabs. I'm de-anonymized. De-anonymized. Defeat. From de-anonymized to defeat. You know what I'm saying? But the glasses that obfuscate your face, I would just wear a mask. Or just look as average. I think that people want to think of these crazy, back to your point, these crazy, like, super sophisticated ways to make yourself not stand out. Just dress like everyone else and look like a normie. Like, don't wear a shirt that says, don't wear a hoodie that says super secret free and open source society and have like opinions on it. Wear a black shirt and blue jeans and fucking like white shirts and a hat and glasses. It looked like the most normal bussy eating, ass eating motherfucker on the planet. Look like the most average normie. Like, you don't have like bunch of like Linux stickers all over your laptop. Make your laptop look normal. Look normal. Like the quote unquote the gray man. The gray man. The gray man. I can't do like a good voice or anything, but you want to look like the gray man. You want to look like everyone else. That's what Tor's benefit is. Everyone looks the same. All the browsing looks the same. All the resolution looks the same. This is why changing like your IP address every 30 seconds, or changing your MAC address or your ISM every 5 seconds, or your IMEI, or doing all these weird things that make you stand out is the problem. That's just, a little. I should have used black. Fuck. Oh wait, no. Based. I'm gonna get Oozman. My boy Uzi. Well, facial recognition is a real thing, and if you're a card counter going to a casino or something to defeat the facial recognition would be helpful. No, they have probably a million other ways to find out if you're card counting. Like, they probably have an unfathomable ways to make sure that you can't card count. I mean, casinos probably go even farther. Than that. Just saying. They're in the business to make money. I don't think card counting's even easy anymore. I think they've made it hard by doing it their deck obfuscation or whatever the fuck it is. Like, they have like 16 different decks, and like you're probably getting like a hand job under the table or something. This motherfucker thought that I didn't have another one. He's just gonna keep getting sexier. 5, 6, 7, 4, 5. Ooh, 2 more and I can get this guy. Car cutting is still a real thing, but your facial recognition would stop you in the parking lot or lobby. I don't know how it's a real thing. Again, I could be wrong. I'm not saying it's not a real thing. I thought that they figured out how to stop it with having like 6 decks and like 4 hand jobs under the table. No cap. No cappies. All casinos don't use those infinite shuffle decks, trust me. Oh, okay. I didn't think is that what it is? Like, I'm assuming that not all casinos are like the highest level of security, and like that they're like, I'll assume that there is a way to exploit anything in these casinos, whether it be people, machines. I have a trick of blackjack. Like, I know how to play blackjack and have a high quote unquote success rate, but that's because someone showed me and I tested it with fake money. Like I just ran it for like a day. He's like, this is kind of how you have a good higher chance. Like, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this if this, 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 if this, this is if this. I can't count cards though. I don't know how to. I tried learning a long time ago, and there was too many numbers to remember, and it did not impress me, and I did not have a fun time trying to learn. So he showed me like this quote unquote high probability method. It's not like illegal, and it's a well-known type of tactic. Like, other people probably do. All those. I don't even like the idea of gambling, to be honest. It just seems like I'm a pretty free liberation kind of guy. Like, I think people should be able to make bad decisions if they want. Gambling is one of them. If it disappeared, I would never. A casino in the Midwest won't be as high tech. Of course, yeah. But if gambling disappeared tomorrow, I wouldn't shed a tear. I wouldn't be hurt. I wouldn't care. Gambling would have zero effect on my I don't think it would ever get banned, and I generally follow the philosophy it'll just create an online market that people will just do and make it maybe worse. I don't know if even the regulation does. Oh no, the fucking otters. God damn it, dude. I hate the fucking otters, bro. I'm just assuming gambling is like what other people do because they're bored or they think they can beat it. When in reality, most of the time, humans should just invest their money. Personally, I think that's the most streamlined, boring, rational approach. And I've met people that if they would have just taken their money instead of gambling it and just put it into Roth IRA, stock market, clean, consistent investment, they'd be much better off now. And I hate this guy. This guy's a real fucking bitch. Man, I really fucking hate this. This guy's literally a thorn in my balls. This blue deck, bro. Shit, is fucking annoying. Fuck these bitch ass fucking otters. No black. Yeah. I'm not gonna be a bitch. Cause who knows? Yeah. Yeah. Block, you cunt. I could block though. Do you think that CryptPad is a good alternative to Google Suite? Yeah. I mean, if you host it yourself, probably a little bit better, because then you can trust that it's, you know, set up properly. But I just use encrypted note. Oh, you need it for like, wait, I should ask question first. What are you trying to use it for? Like, what is your purpose? Is it to do like collaborative shit? Oh fuck, why didn't I block that? Oh. I don't do much collaboration. I mean, it's open source. Never mind, they're in France. Hide your data. Look, I've seen it. I'm aware of it. What's their pricing? Oh, nice. Oh, documents are deleted after 90 days. Oh, you can use it as a complete guest, too. That's nice. I've used it for years, but the friends haven't. That's fair. No, I think they actually shot down that bill. They shot down that that one bill with the backdooring for now. This isn't the first time. This isn't the first time they've actually done this. So normally I don't do like schizoid thought process, but they literally tried this like in 2017 with encrypted phones. So it's not like, all right, it was a one-time thing, let it go, be glad that it shot down. It's like, all right, this is the second time. Who's letting this slide through? Why is it getting this far? Why are they voting on it? Like, that's not good. They shot down, but they might have a French Amanda Waller. Is this a DC comic? I only heard Amanda Waller, and I only kind of know it because I lived with people that. No, I am not. If this is a DC or Marvel lore, I am not aware of it, and you would have to explain it to me. It's a little bit the government mandates that you exploit. Yeah, there probably is there was a loophole in a bill or something they wanted to extend for encrypted phone manufacturers, or they would fine them. I would call it. It's something to do with a bill that was already passed, and they wanted to expand about it. That I'm aware of. Hmm. Interesting. Look, I always get it. For the kids, to fight against, terrorism. I think there are good people in the government that maybe have some good intentions where they actually want to protect people. I'm not going to disregard that point. But you can't make a backdoor, which we all know, that would protect people. And this is a controversial take. Even if the worst person exists, I could imagine. If the worst person exists, I can imagine. And they wanted to break in encryption, put a backdoor in encryption to catch this person, I would still reject that. Even the worst person that you could tell me. Because then when would it stop? Would they patch it? Did they patch it? Now I can't trust this. And now you're hurting everyone for one person. It's a very complex, slippery slope that a lot of people don't like to have a conversation about, which I think needs to have a more conversation about. We need to think about the extreme cases where, well, would you be in favor of breaking the encryption for this person? And if people said no, well, okay, good. And the people that say yes, they're like, well, when do we stop? Plus, I think most of the people that do get caught, they get caught through like other fucking means. I will never know that my tilt is non-existent right now. Because I'm distracted by the good nah, man, these folks want one world government like the book. Behold the pillars. No. I just reject that. It's the government already sucks. I mean, there doesn't need to be a one world order or shadow government. One second. I don't know what that means. Look, again, if you get up and you go to your job, if you participate in society, if you do all these things that conform to your society, you don't need a shadow government to control you. You're already being controlled. But that's normal. That's in our nature. We're a collective society. We're collective people. You don't need a shadow one world order government to conform people. And if there wasn't a government one world order, why the fuck hasn't it been solved by now? The Middle East can't even decide which Abrahamic religion they want to fucking follow. People can't even decide what religion is correct. I don't expect anyone to be able to get fucking zambonied into one uniformic ideology or global control. It just actually it sounds retarded. I've seen people fight over less. You can't even get fucking companies to agree on shit. Let alone fucking different ideological governments. It's not possible. Humans are too different, malleable, manipulative. It's just how the world works. Why? Why Bill Gates? Why does everyone point to Bill? I don't even like Microsoft, but why does everyone point to Bill Gates? Like, you know how many fucking worse billionaires and millionaires are, and just average low-level employees, people unifying in times of stress? That doesn't... Do you know how many... Again, the Middle East has been in conflict over some fucking land for God knows how long. If they can't agree on that, how the fuck do you think they could be able to do it? If there was an alien threat, people might give up their power. Now, I mean, I'm the wrong person to talk to. I don't believe in aliens. I don't know why people have this obsession with Bill Gates when there's worse people out there with money that are just evil. I don't like Bill Gates because he owns Microsoft, and I don't like Microsoft because it's proprietary. I don't think he's out there to control the world. He doesn't need to. He already has so much. Bill Gates has a lot of interest in population control programs. He even admitted it. Wait, like, where did he admit it? The idea that there is this population control is retarded too. Like, population control doesn't make sense. The government makes money from people living longer and existing. It's like, it's always a contradiction with people that think like this, and just in general. They don't want to give. Bill Gates has a speech about population control. Okay, one guy having an opinion about population control. No, I didn't see it, and I don't care. Again, how is he going to achieve it? It's like people can't have it both ways. You can't. You can't have a government that fundamentally needs people to exist and live longer to become long-living taxpayers, and population control. Again, if he said it himself, I don't care if he said it himself. It doesn't mean he's going to obtain or achieve his goals. Him say, I can go out and say, I think that the world needs to shove giant 5-foot dildos in their ass, and I have millions of dollars. That doesn't mean I'm going to achieve or obtain it. That's the point that I'm trying. I'll get to. If you want a final thought process on it, that's my thought process on it. Even if he could have all the money in the world and say all the things he wants, it doesn't mean he's going to achieve it. Where's my jetpack, government? You know what I mean? There's tons of things that people say throughout history. And by the way, is it within context? Is it without context? People can clip whatever they want on the internet. They're making us sick and they want us to die. But they also simultaneously want population control. They want us to live longer on ventilators and drugs so that we live long enough so we can keep feeding Big Pharma. But they want us to do population control. It's like, it's a consistent fucking contradiction. That's the point that I'm making. I don't believe population control is fucking real. It doesn't make any sense from an economical standpoint from any government that collects taxes. And even if it is true, what the fuck are you gonna do about it? That's my real answer. If it's true, let's say even hypothetically it's true, what are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Because people on the internet, the government doesn't need as many people if they have robots. The Japanese have made a lot of progress. Yeah, and yet they're not population controlling their people. They don't need to. And Japan's a much smaller island. And the point is, the original point that I'm getting, what are you going to do about it? Nothing. You're going to sit on the internet. I like the question. The question's retarded. The people always say like they're gonna do something, but they're like armchair philosophers sitting on the internet, just population control, population control. Like, okay, what are you gonna do about it? Nothing. It's like either vote people, and Bill Gates has no political authority. He's not in the government. He just works for Microsoft. He owns Microsoft. He has a lot of money. He's kind of fucking weird. Like I said, there's far worse people that have way more money and less. Japanese has one task for technical innovation for the United States. Prove it. Like, prove it. We're actually living longer than ever before. Bill Gates has political influence. No, I, again, retract that. Political influence and political power are two different things. Those are two separate things. Then if that is your position in perspective, then every single fucking Linux dev or Linux Foundation, open source foundation, fucking watering hole, Bill Gates has heard of two. Bill Gates has heard of N-word cattle. What? I don't care about the cattle. I just think this people's obsession with Bill Gates goes nowhere because it's retarded. Do you realize how long he's been around? Japanese are allowed to have their own military so they can focus their energy on creating things. What do you mean Japanese aren't allowed to have their own military? They have a Japanese self-defense force. They're not legally allowed to have a military, but Japan has a military, so I don't know what the fuck you're pointing out. But they have a military. I just like literally read it. They're not legally allowed to have a military. Based on Article 9 of their Constitution, bans war as a means of self-settling international disputes. It outlines the maintenance of the military. However, former Japanese Prime Minister proposed amend Article 9 explicitly allowed the self. He amended the Article 9 to explicitly allow the Japanese self-defense forces. That's fucking a military. What else would it be? Saying it's a defense force is not a military. That's retarded. They have a military. Article 9 got amended. They have the Japanese Defense Force. I mean, am I missing something? The LDP and its allies failed to maintain 2/3 of the majority of the upper house, and so they could introduce the refund of reserve power to was the change of national. Oh, nice. I won by by outweighing the important with by reading stuff. We should unleash the Japanese, let them deal with the Chinese. It's a symbolic military that's... What do you mean symbolic military? They literally train and are armed. It doesn't matter if it's symbolic, it's still a military. Them saying not it's a military. That's like saying they're not a military with extra steps. It's a military. Constitutionally, it's not. Sure, whatever. But that's like I can form a militia, quote unquote, if I can, XYZ, but we're not a militia. But we meet every weekend and come up with a defense plan. You know what I mean? Like it's like saying that they don't have a military with extra steps, but they do. It's a defense. It's a military force of Japan in 54. They have an active of 551,000 personal and 2 million reserved. They have an age. It carried an operation with fucking NATO in 2023. Like, what crack do you have to smoke to deny it? Yeah, so are a lot. I'm saying it doesn't. No. Back up. You said they don't have a military. So what? And again, the Japanese military are like saying it's like a high school. Now it's like that's actually shifting. But that's shifting. Like you're shifting, saying they're not a military. Now it's a military. Now it's this. That's shifting the goalposts. Like literally. It's a military. It doesn't. I didn't ask if it was a strong military. I didn't ask if it was a weak military. It's a military. That's all it is. That's all I said. Prince Harry was in the Iraq War, but is he really a soldier? If he served in the Iraq War and he went over to Iraq, yeah. That's getting semantical. And I didn't ask if it was a strong military, a weak military, a left military, a right military, the good military, the bad military. I shifted when I said, let me clarify. Yeah, that's shifting. So like shifting means that you're wrong. They have a military. And there's the United States occupies a ton of countries. This is why I actually am in agreement with countries increasing their military budget to protect themselves. That's all it is. And I agree that they should increase their budget to have more military spending. Prince Harry was making toast and beans for the UK troops. That's fine. Are you saying the cooks on Navy SEALs on Navy boats and the cooks in the military don't matter? Well, I'm sure you never went on site. It doesn't matter. Do you say this? Would you then, the people that don't go to active duty, do you say that they're not military personnel? Because that'd be a really interesting conversation to have with veterans in the United States, because there's a lot of people that don't get deployed and a lot of people don't see combat. But you wouldn't call them, you wouldn't say they weren't in the military, or you wouldn't say they weren't soldiers or veterans, would you? Active duty is active duty. Doesn't matter if you're jerking off into the beans and toast. Sure, they have a weak military, so does a lot of countries. A lot of the countries have relied on the U.S. for military backing. That's not a crazy take. They're acknowledging it now, and they're increasing it. And what does Japan have a weak military to do with anything? I don't care. The U.S. occupies a ton of territories. We have a huge military surplus spending, like budget. in general. So what? That doesn't address the fact that any of the Bill Gates things, which is funny that people are so like, they're like, I swear people like Bill Gates lives in like people's like head rent-free jerking off. That's where I get the perspective. And I'm a Windows hater even. And even Europe is realizing, wow, we do not spend enough on our military, and we probably should. And they should. They should secure the sanctity of their country and their borders, just in case the U.S. goes fucking rogue and decides not to help them. Or whatever. Or the U.S. becomes weak. Or China becomes a superpower. Or North Korea and China and Japan decide to fucking band together and take on the world with Russia. You know what I mean? There's tons of perspectives to have. It's only weak by decree. The Japanese military was once a serious... Yeah, that's why we fucking nuked them. To prove a point. I mean, the US's military wasn't even that crazy strong until we dropped some bombs. We didn't nuke them. I know we used, you know, the atomic bomb or whatever. Or we did. We used some big bombs and fucked up a country. And they're like, yo, not fucking with them. I mean, even whether you agree with the Japanese had kamikaze pilots, okay, I think that was even a rare thing. We also lied somewhere in some documents to go to war, if I'm not mistaken. Like we actively knew something was going to happen ahead of time to appease Congress so that we can go to war, I believe. I can't remember which part, which thing got annihilated. I mean, you can go look at you can look at history and the atomic nuke, tomato, yeah, whatever. I know. Well, I think a nuke's bigger. I think it's like atomic is like a fraction of it. But you all know what I meant. It fucked up Japan and they like, hey, we done. We donezo. But I don't care if other countries have like weaker militaries, whatever. Yeah, he knew like Pearl Harbor was going to happen or something. I can't remember that exactly, but they knew it was going to happen. Foreshadowing, but I believe Congress didn't want to go to war or do something. Like they didn't want to do something. They would have been against it. But Roosevelt like knew that this would allow him to make the action authority. This is even the thing with like Vietnam. Like Vietnam, even though like, yeah, JFK was like, from my understanding, JFK, he like was still gonna go to Vietnam, regardless if he got assassinated or not. And even then, like, you know, like Vietnam for a small country, they held their own because they had, you know, armed people. He pushed the Japanese attack first. Yeah. I watched a documentary on this a lot, like in high school, I believe, that I had a alternative teacher that was like, yo, you guys want to see some real shit? Some crazy shit? And he told me, my history teacher was fucking amazing. I loved him. He did a lot of stuff against like your standard textbook shit, which was really cool. I got to learn a lot about like history through him. I forget, there was that one called, I think it was Paperclip. I think he was the one that told me about it. Yeah, it was like a secret United States intelligence program, which more than 1,600 Germany scientists, engineers, and technicians were taken from former Nazi Germany to the U.S. government employment after World War II between 45 and 59, and several were confirmed to be former members of the Nazi Party, including SSSA. And there was some other shit they were doing. It was like they were doing some other crazy shit. The U.S. was very wild during the Cold War too. Like they did some fucking wild stuff. There was one with the like cat, like the I'm being that guy. There was the one with like they tried turning cats into like spies or something, and then after a cat died, they're like, Yo. Probably, oh, nice. The Soviet did it too. Operation Paperclip, yeah, how the US brought scientists from Germany. Oh, yeah, the Soviets did some wild stuff too. Though we can, whether we agree whatever the Soviets were good or bad or whatever, don't care. Some of their computing and their innovation was fucking amazing. It was crazy what they could do. What, there was another one. God, somebody pointed me to an alternative history where somebody had one of the Soviet commander or chief scientist or whatever. Vladimir Putin is a badass. I wouldn't say that. I don't like authoritarianism in any form. I mean, Warner Veerpanna is the most famous of the paperclip Nazis. Oh, okay. Nice. Damn. Motherfucker, bro. There was a Putin kicks ass Monday to Saturday. He plays on Saturday. Sure. I mean, I still do not agree with his policies or him as a person. Vladimir Putin has been in power for 30 years. He's slicker. That's not a good thing, in my opinion, brother. But there was this person that, what do you call it? There was this person that had a heart attack, and that von Braun was the guy who basically helped NASA build rockets to go to the moon. Yeah, but But there was a guy in the on the Soviet side. He had a heart attack or something, and it essentially was the reason that we might have pretty much got to go to space. Because if he didn't die, they said like, oh, pretty much if he didn't die, we would have been severely fucked or something. It's like an alternate history kind of thing. I like alternate history. It's kind of cool. It's a very interesting topic, personally. I mean, there's no proof that Edward Snowden is even in Russia. Yeah, because we don't have extradition with the US. That's why. That's not a crazy take. Like, genuinely. That's not even, like, a good take. I mean, whether we agree that Edward... I don't care about if Edward Snowden did right or wrong. He committed a crime. Yeah, I like alternate history. It's very interesting to think about whether it'd be possible to do X, Y, Z. No proof of what you mean. I've seen video of him in the building. No, he's in a building. There's no proof that he's in Russia. He could have gone to Russia like in the beginning, but he could have moved like 16 times by now. I'm not saying like this isn't like my tinfoil hat or anything. He could have went to Russia for like a day and then left. I like notes. Sure, it doesn't matter if you like what he did. I didn't say if you like it or not. I'm pointing out he committed a crime. Whether what the U.S. was doing right or wrong, he committed a crime. It's not a crime to be a whistleblower. It's actually protected. No, he stole secrets from a government facility. That is the crime. It is a crime, actually. The whistleblowing is not a crime. Stealing secrets off a government facility and then going through national security when you're not supposed to, taking secrets is a crime. Did you ever see The Man in the High Castle, a TV show, 4 seasons about what is if the Nazi? No, I haven't. I will check that out though. That sounds cool. Not the Nazi part, but no, I can sacrifice this. Yeah, I guess. Whistleblowers are protected by Title 7 or 6 of the Civil Rights Act. They're protected to. Okay, again, stealing classified documents is illegal. It doesn't matter what. Like, I don't know what part you don't understand. I'm not saying him being a whistleblower is illegal. Okay. Let's look at Article 7. And he had more than enough of that proof. Yeah, on a flash drive that he took. If there were classified documents, Title 7 and Title 6 of the Civil Rights Act. Let's look this up. Armchair lawyers. Title 7 of the United States Code does not protect Edward Snowden. Title 7 primarily deals with the agricultural and related matters. Snowden's situation involves protected related to whistleblowers, which are covered under different laws and regulations. For whistleblowers protections, the Whistleblower Protection Act is relevant. But the HPSCI report concluded that Snowden was not a whistleblower in the sense required by the WPA. Additionally, the Espionage Act, which under Snowden was indicted, does not offer protections leaking classified information. That's the point. I'm saying, armchair lawyers be out here. I was never conductively saying what he did was right or wrong. He was convicted under the espionage. Like, do you know how many different, like, articles and sections of laws? I've studied law. I'm not an armchair anything. I literally just read he was not protected under Title 7, which Elevation 7 or Title 6. And saying you studied law, again, is irrelevant. Anyone can study law. It doesn't mean they know law. You can study law and not be able to interpret it. And unless you're a lawyer, that doesn't mean anything. I could study Big Bussy. I could study fucking Gordon Ramsay. Does that make me a chef? I could cut my hair. Does that make me a barber? No.
I could use a little help.
Damn, I lost this one. He just needs to attack. And he has debated me. I drank mug root beer. Does that make me, Oh, wait, maybe not. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I guess he doesn't have to let me die, now that I think about it. Gordon Ramsay has one of the worst microwave dinners out there. That's probably true. Damn. And this guy just sealed his fate. And I won. What a moron. I didn't even know Gordon Ramsay had microwave dinners, by the way. And I'm going to go to the other title. This is actually why the guy from Signal, the Signal leaks that are going on right now, he literally sat there and was concerned about him. Look it up, it's trash probably. The guy that got involved in that Signal leak, he's literally concerned that he committed a crime. That's the thing. And he knows it, and he's just a journalist. I agree that whistleblowers should be protected. I agree that Edward Snowden did whatever objectively maybe right or wrong thing. He did a thing, but my only point that I made is he committed a crime. The meme of him putting a sandwich bread on the Chinese girl's head is a classic. Truly, my favorite. Where's the lamb sauce? I'm an idiot sandwich. That's a funny meme. But my favorite one is Where's the Lamb Sauce? That's my favorite one. That's my favorite classic Gordon Ramsay meme. Because where is the lamb sauce? I thought the girl wasn't Chinese. The idiot sandwich. Is that the? Are we talking about the same one? The idiot sandwich? And you again, and to further track back, you can have proof without committing a crime, where you are protected under the. I disagree that a lot of legal scholars disagree that as well. So what? A lot of legal scholars can disagree with a lot of shit. I just read the fucking article. He's not protected under it. He committed a crime under the Espionage Act. That's the point. Yeah, she's something. Well, again, law's so complicated, lawyers can't even agree on shit. The U.S. Code, Title VI of the U.S. Code does not specifically protect Edward Snowden or provide adequate whistleblower protections for an individual like him. The protection under Title VI was limited and did not include national security contractors, such as Snowden. So he was a contractor, so it doesn't protect him, despite the high number of contractors working in the intelligence community. Additionally, the Presidential Policy Directive 19, PPD 19, which aimed to provide whistleblowers protection, especially states that it does not create any enforceable rights or benefits for the whistleblower. This means that if an agency violates the procedure or substance rights outlined PPD 19, the whistleblower has no legal recourse. Why he left the country? Because he knew, probably, he wouldn't be protected. Should they pardon him? Yes. He's done his time. And Russia only took him because he knew we would never get extradition with him. Like, he went there, if he is there, he knew that Russia and U.S. would never have an agreement on extradition. Like, where they're forced to push him back into the United States. Like I said, I'm glad, 100%, that he did what he did. Because people need to know that the NSA is spying on us. If he didn't leave the country, he went to Guantanamo Bay. Guantanamo Bay is not even active anymore. Is it? I think I even had a conversation about this. That's not even active. Is it? Oh, it is operational still. I wanted to clarify that. It's like, what was the one? No, not Guantanamo Bay. What's the one that I thought that was? Oh, it's called Camp X-Ray. There was one that I was like, is that still active? And they're like, no. I know the NSA is very active. But saying they would have black bagged him, never heard from him again. Yes, it is. I'm gonna comment that Chelsea Manning literally stole government fucking secrets and exported them. They're still alive. There are whistleblowers that are still alive that have blown government secrets that the U.S. did. You know what I'm saying? Not all, like, and plus, on a higher note, they're not even being secretive about it anymore. He could probably come back to the U.S. and be fine. I think it's Chelsea Man. I think that's her name now. I don't remember. Used to be Chris or something. But this is why you should encrypt your own secrets with my favorite Linux command. I'm doing a Robert Elder software meme. Yeah. Why didn't they disappear? Why wouldn't they? They did prison time too. I think like 10 years or something. Like they did an insane amount of prison time. Okay, you're right. He committed a crime according to federal law. Yeah. That was my only point. And if you have a problem with these laws, change them. They're laws. You can vote right to your senator. 100%. I didn't say what he... I personally think he could have maybe went a different route about it to protect himself. I don't know if there's a way. What a bitch. And I have no death touch from this motherfucker. Damn. This guy's a real bitch pants. I always be getting my ass eaten in this shit like this. I think people have the right to know that their country is spying on them when they shouldn't. I mean, personally, I don't think they should be. I don't think your society should be spied on. I don't think people should be spied on. And I stand by that. I don't care if it reduces crime. I don't see them changing the law anytime soon. Yeah, you're right. I don't see them changing the law. I'm not disagreeing that. But does that mean that you shouldn't canvass and you shouldn't be active and you shouldn't vote and you shouldn't educate? I think this, I'm going to remove all that. You shouldn't educate people. It's so good to educate people on stuff like this. Pause. No. Damn, how much mana do I don't need all this, bro. I think people should educate how to encrypt your data. My favorite Linux command to encrypt data is Pico. PicoCrypt. To hide my illegally stolen government secrets. I think people should be educated how to encrypt files, how to create strong passwords, how to use a password manager, how to activate, how to participate in protesting privately and hopefully in a secure manner. How to 3D print a gun. I'm gonna get fucking flagged for that one. It's a joke. It's a joke, YouTube. I don't think people should have access to 3D printed pew-pews. What a shame that would be. So, PicoCrypt doesn't do entire disk. You don't need to do entire disk. That's why I said files. Encrypt your files, not your disk. Use Tails. Yeah, Tails is good. But what if I need just 2 files? I'm not going to encrypt my disk for fucking 2 files. And Tails is okay, but it's not like the solution. I just like PicoCrypt allows me to encrypt all my files, and it's portable, and it's only 2 megabytes, and it's based. It's like Veracrypt, but way better. I want my whole drive encrypted? Sure, but what if you have files that you need to take from one drive to another drive? Checkmate, atheist. .3D print, by the way, is perfectly legal. Some states are requiring serial numbers. And the ATF has some like law coming out that I'm not super educated about. I've been looking for a lawyer to talk to about this. Because technically writing your own serial number is a crime from what I understand. That is a crime. So how do you serialize? I know making it your own in-home like pew-pews is legal. I'll revisit that solution. Exactly. Don't be a PicoCrypt hater, bro. Veracrypt all the way. Veracrypt is bloated. And it's not as portable, so put a serial on it. Easy enough. No, I think it's illegal. I think serializing your own 3D printed parts, that is a felony. Like, you are committing a crime if you serialize it yourself. If I'm not mistaken. I was reading it somewhere. I could be wrong. It depends on your state, too. Some states make an electric projection. Some states 3D printed firearm pew-pews are actually illegal because they have no serial. Unserialized ones are illegal. Like, I think only 4 states are like that. And some states are getting a little sexy. A little too sexy for me. I just think it would be fun. That's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not even a crazy, like, I don't even care about, like, I don't even want to, like, do, like, a big one. I just want to be like, hey, I got a 3D printer, let me see. It'd be cool. They've come, like, a long way. And my Ender Pro 2, version 2, if you sell the 3D to someone that I know. But what states? That I know. I know you can't buy or anything. I was just reading this. It's federally legal to manufacture any firearm that is not an NFA item. Moreover, it needs to be professional and not for sale. Yeah. As far as state laws goes, there are really restrictions, rules. Some states really something you have to be concerned with regarding legal lives to reform. Okay. Yeah, I know. No, there's Colorado or something, New York or California. I know the selling part. You're 100% right. See, I'm sure it has regulations. California, yeah, of course. I don't care about, like, look, the regulation part, whatever. Whether you like it, or you don't like it. I don't have an opinion about it. It's kind of like if they ban, look, if the government bans something that doesn't remove my ability to use a pew-pew, I do not care. They're not technically violating any law. Because I can still functionally use XYZ, my pew-pew. If I can functionally still use it, then I do not have a problem with it because it is not violating my right. Because it's still functional. That's my viewpoint. It just makes shit like stamp tax. I don't like the idea of like putting massive tax that price people out. Kind of like, I don't like when security is priced out. Like paywalled. I don't like paywalled privacy and paywalled security. I think they're not quote unquote free as in like super free costs, like $0, but when it becomes very expensive to do XYZ, you are potentially making it difficult for people to be more private and more secure in society. I do have a problem with that. Damn. Is that an artifact? No, it isn't. Good job. You did nothing. But there are some states that I'm looking at I don't know. I just feel like I'm just gonna be I should just consult a lawyer in my my humble state and ask them, pay them for their time and ask a couple questions. That are I've went into like subreddits and asked, but they're like, it's like I'm talking to retards. I want to like an actual opinion. Again, law is complicated. I would even pay a lawyer just like whatever, an hour of their time to read through it and just explain it to me, because there is an ATF regulation that passed, and then there's something in my state that passed that doesn't prohibit the manufacture, like that doesn't prohibit it. That is federally protected, the manufacturing part, correct. But what I don't understand, I'm told that everything has to be serialized. Now, kits you buy where they sell you the top half, if that's all that has to be serialized, fucking whatever. I don't care about that. Sure. I just don't like fucking paying all those fees, man. Why can't it be 2015 again?
I think this will be a quick one.
What a cut, bro.
I'll handle this one.
It's time, baby. Oh, this card can keep just exiling. Wow. Nice. What a bitch. Why can't I attack? Oh. That's why. Because I couldn't... Wow, that's so fucking... That's such a fucked card, bro.
Thank you for your help.
Can I not defend too? Am I fucked? This bitch let me fucking go? He's being a real thorn in my balls. Why can't I attack, bro? Am I not allowed to? What kind of shit is that? No more than one creature can attack the Ethereal Wonder each comment. Return to... Wow. That is complete ass. I can't block, so it doesn't even matter. But this is a good stream. I'm actually motivated to work on my website and Photoshop work in between cigarette and breaks. Thanks. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. You should always be motivated to work on things that you like doing. You should quit smoking, though. That'd be better. Just as equal. Equally as good. And your website better have no JavaScript. JavaScript's illegal. Okay. Even if I didn't attack, that'd be such a boring fucking match, man. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I lost. Okay. God, what a fucking boring person to play as. Oh my god, that was painful. It's a painfully slow match. I'm just stuck in plat until the end of time. Let me go red. Is that it? I think that's it. I think it's good to like do things you love too. Like there's tons of I have tons of hobbies. I do a little bit of photography. It's interesting. I like doing film though, which is like the worst one to pick because it's like takes so long time. Development's expensive for no fucking reason. I refuse to learn how to develop my own because I don't think it's any cheaper. And then I gotta have a whole dedicated room. I'm like, I'll just have someone else do it. I'm like, God. And then I gotta make sure the shot was good. Like I took some photos while I was somewhere, and I'm like, I don't know if these are gonna be good. Like straight up, and like this film ain't cheap. Ooh, gotta get this out first. It's goblin time. Yo, it's goblin time. Pee pee poo poo time. Next though. Next. Damn it. Oh my god, what a fucking loser. But a Razer laptop will cut your video running times by 80% without enough memory. Yeah, but I need free and open source laptop, brother. Without it, who am I but just a humble human, bound by the existence of only wanting free and open source software, the true way to a better society. If I can't have core boot, who am I? Without core boot, society is no longer free. Fuck, I did the wrong person. I didn't want him to attack. I would have had so many goblins. Which room? Or do I unlock? I'll unlock room first. And then I'll weigh this and unlock other room. Ooh. I have this, I'll weigh this one next. Damn, bro, this guy's a real fucking thorn in my balls. Like a real fucking thorn. Razer has a kick-ass laptop, RGB keyboard, dual MT.slot RAID 1, and the glow-in-the-dark snake on the cover. Yeah, but you're forgetting. Core boot. You need to run not only free and open source software, you need to run Cubes OS. I would get probably a Nova Custom though. God damn, this guy's a real sack of shit. I'm gonna hit you with the double, bitch. I think there's some good gaming laptops out there and like cool ones. I was even sitting there, I was like, man, do I need another laptop? I'm looking at either Nova Custom though, or Framework if I ever get confirmation that Core Boot literally exists, I will then get Core Boot. I will get it's a desktop replacement. It has power. Okay, it's RGB, man. We get it. You've never had sex with a woman. I actually think that I don't know. I think whatever your job, if it works for doing like actual work, then it's fine. My desktop is completely overkill for what I do, like genuinely. I have no business for the laptop, for the PC I have, personally. Okay. Ooh. God damn, bro. That's so fucking annoying. Okay. I'm about to ruin his day. I'm gonna play Impact Tremors and her. It bangs Adobe products like Whack-A-Mole, 64 gigs of RAM. I have 128 gigs of RAM. What do you got? I got 256 gigs. I would like a laptop with like pretty high memory, like cause cubes. You can operate on 8 gigs. I don't care what anyone fucking says. I did it. It was fine. I had no issue with it. I'm just an Adobe hater. They need to bring back if Adobe. So let me rephrase that. If Adobe brought back their, I would never switch back. But if they brought their lifetime like one-time subscription model back, I would give them a one hell yeah. Because they should. There should be no reason they have a subscription model. It's fucking dog shit. Even if, okay, let me rephrase that. It's whatever. If they have a subscription model, they ought to have a lifetime purchase. Figure it out, see what the return would be, and fucking do it. And it has haste. So if you do damage to me, it doesn't matter. And it's over. He could have. It didn't matter what he did. His fate was sealed. Like, Adobe needs to get their balls out of their mouth and do a lifetime, like one lifetime subscription. Let me buy a license. Make it $1,000. You know what I mean? Make it something, because then you can save up, buy it, and be done. You don't have to get this fucking insane subscription just to exist. It's retarded. What if your business doesn't got $50 that month? You know what I'm saying? What if shit be hard? Lifetime purchase will probably bring about an in-app purchase like these new at-age video games. Yeah. Oh, you bought the lifetime subscription? Well, how would you like microtransactions? Dog, seriously, I did not think that Nintendo was doing that meme. I'm straight boiled about that pricing. I hope people pirate. I'm joking. Nintendo, if you're listening, please don't kill me or sue me or send me a cease and desist. It was a joke in a video game. Like, but there's so many products that have a way to buy a lifetime subscription, and you just, I mean, obviously gotta hope that they come out. You gotta hope that they don't go out of business in your lifetime. I don't think Adobe is. They're a huge company. They're always banging out, you know, like, keep the subscription for enterprise companies. Huge enterprise companies where they have thousands of employees, or people like Linus Media Group that has, you know, 50 editors on one video where they have dumb shit takes like, I actually, they should have a subscription model. It's better for the consumer. It's not. I promise you. It's not better for the hobbyist. It's not better for the consumer. It's not better for people. Subscription models means that they can, you're not only paying for access on a monthly basis, you are effectively agreeing to all their TOS. So say you cut your subscription, which they can write in there, oh, you actually have to pay off the remaining amount. Or, oh, you have to pay this up front. You think that's a joke? Because they do it. Elon Musk might buy GIMP and DaVinci and just make a go at it. I would hate that. I would be pissed if he did. I'm fine with DaVinci Resolve. Perfect example, DaVinci Resolve. You just buy the license one time. And they probably have a subscription model for enterprise companies where that's what they need. What's their license cost? $300. Or pay $50 a month for suggested payments for 6 months. 6 months. When you use Payboo credit card, whatever. Save the tags with Payboo. Apply now. Would not do that, but oh, B&H Photo. I hate B&H. They're just I just have a hate for them for some reason. I had a bad experience somewhere where I bought something and I canceled my order and I was like, I don't like that. GIMP, I know I wouldn't want him to buy GIMP. GIMP's fine on its own. It's doing okay. I don't like GIMP. I've used it. I like other for raw photo editing, I use Lightzone. I've used Lightzone for a very long time. I love it. It's one of my favorite. It's my first free and open source app that I ever downloaded I was like, wow, this is great. I wanted to hand him money. I think I donated to him or something, or I don't know if they accept donations. I can't remember. It was so long ago. But whatever. It's the first one I learned how to use for raw photo editing. That's all I remember. And then what was the other one? Someone told me in the chat, B&H is based out of Manhattan, New York, ran by some guys who support Palestine. I don't care who they support. It's not my business. People are allowed to support whoever they want. And you should embrace that as a free and open source person. I just had a bad experience with them. That's all I remember. GIMP official, how much could Elon Musk buy your company for? Oh. I just asked GIMP. They wouldn't sell to him. Come on. I mean, everyone has a price, but some people don't care. They don't care about the money. Ooh, 12:30. I will do one more match. No cards in your opponent's hand or shown face over. Okay, whatever. Maybe take rounds. I just ask him. They'll say 0. Or they'll give it an unrealistic. People wouldn't even want that. Not because it's Elon Musk, but why would you want a bigger company to enshittification the whole fucking system? The whole thing. You know what I mean? Look at what IBM did with Red Hat. I actually like when companies stay small and to the core. Personally, it's not always about being, 550 million X, millions of dollars pouring in. It's about being sustainable and hoping that you continue to deliver the promise on a truly free and open source society. That's all I care about. Red Hat was free at one point. Yeah. I don't even care about the cost. The like in terms of cost of money. Some companies, some developers of free and open source software, I have found that have a subscription, and they have a point because they're a smaller team. They need to know what kind of money is going in and out on a consistent basis, and that's fine. But Adobe has no business doing this. And even when companies buy, you can actually get a Red Hat copy, by the way. Just say you're a developer. You can lie. They don't ask for, I don't think they ask for verification. You can just say it. I believe. I did it, I think a couple years ago. I got like a key for it and tested it out. It was like, not impressed. We kill each other. Oh, nice. But it's always gonna be, I don't know. We could always look at it. Ooh, it's gonna become a problem. Before he gets scary. There we go. Hell yeah. Goblin time. I paid actually for Elementary OS, and I paid for Zorin. I'm like trying to sit there and think of like for a second. I was like, what software, what distros have I paid for? Damn, you fucked up my day. Oh, if only a doubling season. Nice. Damn. Okay, he quit. Cool. Even if he stayed alive, I would have made his day much sillier. Well, guys, I appreciate y'all hanging out. And us talking about the true winner in society, free and open source software. I learned a little bit today about Amanda Waller. I am not a DC fan or a Marvel fan because I don't fucking, read comics like that. And the movies are way too long for my own good. And then we also learned a very important lesson today. Always distract yourself with your chat so you don't get tilted in Magic the Gathering, and you will win. And that Red Hat was at one point free. I'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all have a good night. I'm out.